Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Xwa No Limits. Well, today we are in the I think we are in the Pittsburgh, Penn's Arena, if I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah, we are in Pittsburgh. So our opening matchup here will be the continuation of the FWA, the FWA Women's Cruiserweight Tournament. So you can see for Cassidy Walker pretty much showing up to the ring with the Pittsburgh Pirates theme attire, and given the fact that for Cassidy Walker is home, so now she pretty much fuck, now I got the whole script fucked up. But anyways, as I always have a spare one right next to me, as I have it in my hand right now, saying that for Cassidy Walker, you're gonna have to fight like hell in order to solidify her spot in order to face off against her opponent, which she will be fighting in next week's time. So of course there will be, so pretty much after the round 1 matches happen, done, then there will be a separate stream, and that being the XWA Women's Cruiserweight Classic. Similar to all the other title classics that we had in the past, this one's going to be a little different. The first rounds will be held on episodes of XWA Onslaught, Overdrive, No Limits, and even Underground. Which, yes, speaking of Underground, we do got the new arena for it. So expect XWA Underground to return sometime around next week. Now that the match is underway, and for Cassidy Walker, pretty much now knowing that she's gonna be she's saying that she's gonna be having a whole lot of pain going into this fight alone, because just like almost all the women that are in the locker rooms watching closely at this matchup here, just like they watch closely with Elizabeth Page, they are watching closely with each and every single qualifying match. And a lot of people online did actually end up making predictions saying that Cassidy Walker is going to win it. But you never know. With Cassidy Walker could potentially, how can I say it? Technically, for Cassidy Walker, is going to have to be able to solidify her spot into the elimination round, which would be considered round 2. But once she is in the eliminator round, there is no going back. Meaning, pretty much whatever bruises she has all over her body, she is gonna have to take that into the eliminator round and pretty much fight like her life depends on it. And now for Cassidy Walker, going for the Pittsburgh driver, cover. And what could have been almost an easy pinfall attempt, however, Jake Fletcher is not going to let it happen. So now for Cassidy Walker, now realize he may have the only opportunity, but it's dead not to, but go for her Karana. And now had Jake Fletcher in position for the Heartbreaker, inspired by Britt Alexander, hooking the leg, hoping to solidify her spot. in the elimination round, and that is where she is going. So unfortunately for Jade Fletcher, she's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But don't worry, however, because the woman that ended up being eliminated will, in the qualifying matches, there will be a 4-woman first contender match. Well, to declare the first contender for the XWA Women's title on whoever, but that depends on who wins the tournament. So as you can see, here is the match bracket right now. Because last time it was Elizabeth Page against Riley Parker. Elizabeth Page have won that one, and we forgot to say this in the last stream, but whoever wins the next match, that will declare the opponent going into the elimination round. So here's your first match for the elimination round, and that being Elizabeth Page versus Cassidy Walker. But later on in the afternoon, we'll declare who will be the second. Well, pretty much who will be the second batch to go into the elimination round. As we will come back to that later on. But right now, it's time to get into some actual straight up fighting. I did set this matchup as a no disqualification due to the last time I did this. So, with what I've done, I hope this works. And if not, I'm gonna be really sad. Deeply saddened. Oh well. But hey, we're just having fun here, regardless. So our next matchup will be the Mob going up against a newer faction that ended up taking the XWA's women's division by surprise and by storm, and that is an all-female led version of the British Strong Style, as what they are calling themselves. So we don't know what is their purpose and what is their goal here in the XWA. But all we know is just to stay out of their way. And I forgot to put a theme in, so yeah. So now, of course, as you are seeing walking down to the ring, and that being the Mob, which happens to be the team of Luciano out front. On the right would be Marie Luciano, and on the left, almost like a tailcoat type cape around the waist, that being the younger member, I would say kind of a middle-aged member now, that being Alexa Luciano. Let me see. So now as for the Mob in the ring, is awaiting their opponents. And here they come. And you happen to notice that for the leader of British Strong Style, and that being Piper Clark, in which he has said in some interviews saying that for her hair color, saying it used to be some striking orange color, but now she decided to get the hair dye removed and go with her natural hairstyle, or at least for her hair color. And technically that was when she was wrestling at part of the Indies. As again, we are saying we don't know what their purpose are, but judging from how they look and how both of them can act, they are here for only one thing. And that is, well, pretty much that is to restore order within the women's division. And now the match is underway. The legal woman in the ring right now being Alexa Luciano and Piper Clark. Or at least from what the internet is now calling Piper Clark, the ring sergeant. So now, after Alexa Luciano using what would have been her old finisher, that being like a hook suplex on Piper Clark, tried to get a pinfall but failed. So now, given the fact that this is technically British Strong Style's first match as a trio, they have a lot, pretty much they have a lot of stomping ground to do. So now, Marie Luciano, but almost looking to try and turn her attention to one of the members that are outside the ring, but instead turns her attention to Piper Clark. Pretty much trying to take down the leader the best way that she can. And now, for Piper Clark throwing Marie Luciano into the ring, tries to pretty much trap the leg into the rope and kick it. And a clothesline ends up connecting, tag made, and in comes Watson Baker. Now, a bit of a background check on for Watson, saying that pretty much before she was even part of the XWA, she was actually working as just a simple babyface. And she was actually pretty over. But now that he ended up coming to the States, or at least showing up in the States for whatever reason, alongside with Natalie Osborne that you can see on ringside, pretty much both Natalie and Watson Baker have to turn heel. And tag made, and Piper Clark is back in the mix. I was looking out for Piper Clark trying to get the appraisal of the audience, but not knowing that her opponent is trying to make a hot tag or let alone escape. Luckily she caught on to it. So now into the ring, and as we said before, there is no disqualifications, meaning that weapons can be legal. Of course, that being XWA rules. But wait, bad for Marie Luciano, tried to go for a headbutt, but Piper Clark counters and goes for the British driver. And hooking the leg, going for Piper Clark. However, the pin gets broken up by Brigitte Luciano out on ringside, and looking out for Piper Clark and not going to take that lightly. And instead, now using Alexa Luciano as a demonstration on what could potentially happen for Brigitte Luciano as she gets in the ring. However, Marie Luciano attempts to try and save her sister, but now paying the price for the Celtic X. Well, Clover X. My apologies. So now, as you can see, that we forgot to say that for Alexa Luciano is already being tagged in, but still facing the absolute wrath of Piper Clark. And I'm looking at the mob, almost looking to try and get the jump onto Piper Clark. However, it may not work, and there is the face breaker, almost right onto the ladder. Covered now, however, Natalie would make the save. Now for Piper Clark, we're going to take an absolute beating. Well, not beating, but that would be going for Alexa Luciano, taking an absolute beating. And already now made legal is Watson Baker. And whatever she had planned to do here, going off the top springboard and go for some flying clothesline, I want to say. Maybe a shoulder tackle, I don't know. You see that for Watson Baker, is actually doing quite well, already being tagged into the ring. But I think we can hear some fans in the Pittsburgh arena chanting out, "We want Osborne." Yeah, I think they're probably going to get their wish in the meantime, or not. And you can also see that there is a ladder in the ring. However, like, not any teams decided to use the ladder. I don't know what the hell is happening now. Oh well, that was probably just hilarious. Anyways, but now I'm looking at for Alexa Luciano, technically fake being knocked out, and I'm looking at for Watson Baker was kind of confused. But all in all, the match will still go on. But now tag made, and the leader of the mob now taking into action, trying to lock in, well, a single leg submission, attempting to try and make Watson tap out. However, she refuses. And off the rope, ducking under, going over, and for Vegeta lifting Watson into the air. You can see that out on apron, and Watson Baker trying to request a hot. However, it ended up being declined. So now, see that for Vegeta, now attempting to try and lock in another submission, but ends up receiving a hip toss, well, pretty much as a result. Into the corner, going for Vegeta, but now being planted into the turnbuckle. So I was looking at for Watson Baker taking this heel work almost too well. And now trying to get the rollover for a pinfall attempt. But Vegeta Luciano ignores all of it. And now tag made. The Pittsburgh fans now finally got what they wanted. And Natalie Osborne made legal. But I see that for Vegeta, it's not letting any of it go to waste. Or better yet, now into a corner, and seeing that for Natalie Osborne, almost looking to try and air out Luciano in the corner, but for Vegeta now using the hack attack and hooking the leg. Wait a second, here comes Piper Clark. Well, making the save for her strong style veterans. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. No. Now, and I don't even know should we even call it, but moments ago you could just see Vegeta secretly tagging in, well, Alexa without Natalie Osborne knowing. Cover now, and Watson Baker breaks up the pin as she slightly almost made legal. However, it won't work. And now you can just see at one edge of the ring that for Leslie Luciano trying to talk shit, and she ends up being on the receiving end with a low blow, which I don't even know how effective that would be. Cover now, and even that won't be enough. And this is what we meant about no disqualifications in a six-woman tag match. Because the fans said that it's literally bullshit that the mob won without literally doing anything crazy to the other team. So in response, this is what we get. So now, after Natalie Osborne, now just pretty much giving an absolute ass whooping to Vegeta Luciano. And like she can't even do anything. Tag made and in comes Piper Clark, and whatever they had planned to do, after Luciano being slammed into the turnbuckle back first. And now they're trying to take the fight on both Baker and Osborne, but not knowing about Piper Clark with the steel chair. And that's why you should never let off, the ball. Now, the tag made, and now Natalie Osborne now made legal. But wait a second, for Maria Luciano, technically putting down, well, I want to say the rabbit dog, or pretty much the stray dog for a British strong style. And now Vegeta doing the same, but using a fake breaker. However, a pinfall would end up being denied due to Piper Clark. So now, and for Vegeta Luciano is still already tagged in. I'm almost looking at for Natalie Osborne trying to hype herself up, but not realizing that Marie Luciano made legal. And now for Marie, looking to put away Natalie Osborne, hooking the leg. But Natalie Osborne surprisingly kicks out. And for Marie Luciano trying to calculate, well, pretty much a possible solution to win this match and hopefully not have to deal with British Strong Style trying to run shit. Now into the corner going for Marie Luciano, and almost looking like it was about to be a double tag made, well, from Natalie Osborne, tagging both Watson Baker and for Piper Clark to dish out some real damage. Now for Watson Baker, pretty much made the legal woman. Now going for a heavy, well, power slam onto the side of the ring. Pinfall, and the game breaking up by Alexa Luciano. And tag made, and enter the ring sergeant, now made legal. Into the corner, going for Marie Luciano, almost looking down for Piper Clark, tried to connect with a punch, however, it will not work. And now into the opposition corner, and looking at for Marie Luciano, using an inverted Alabama slam onto Piper Clark. Now Marie has to play her card safely if she's going to try and score a win for her team. Got the one thing to note about Piper Clark, she's not going to go down with a fight. If you see how she is in her singles run and her tag team run with Jackson Prince, then you will understand. And the tag is made, and Vegeta Luciano is now back to being the legal woman. And this is only the second match of this afternoon. But now, Vegeta Luciano looking to put away Piper Clark. But here comes Watson Baker, being the reliable one and breaking up the pin. And tag made to Alexa Luciano. I'm surprised the ladder had not been used yet, although that was brought into the ring first. And into the corner, we're going for Piper Clark, and now for Alexa Luciano, we're potentially looking to put away Piper Clark, only for Piper to make the hot tag almost immediately and allowing Natalie Osborne to be legal. And now, Natalie Osborne tried to go for a pinfall attempt, and almost immediately Alexa Luciano kicks out at 1. And of course, with Natalie not knowing, Vegeta is already made legal, and now she is paying for the price. But now it's almost looking that for Natalie Osborne. It technically finished, kind of soft up Vegeta Luciano. As for Watson Baker, made the legal woman, but surprisingly enough, Vegeta is still not going down without a fight. And now, hugging the leg right in front of 2 members of British Strong Style. However, Watson ends up breaking loose. Now it's a rope going under and connecting with a drop kick, immediately connecting. And after Watson rolling out of the ring might be a smart choice. May not be a wise one, but a smart choice to be in that. And now Watson Baker will try to stomp onto Brigitte Luciano's entire left hand. Well, right hand, what I meant. And now into the corner going for Brigitte. Now trying to trap the left arm and try to hyperextend it. That may be a good idea, well, on the Strong Style's hand here. And I believe for British Strong Style might just expose the weakness in terms of Brigitte Luciano. And now for the rest of the members of the mob, well, it's already gonna have to watch. Well, not already, but for unfortunately the rest of the mob are just gonna have to sit on the apron and watch. Tag made. And here comes Natalie Osborne. Well, with the kick and a moonsault pin combo, touching the leg, but Brigitte still gets loose at 1. The question we should ask is, how is Brigitte still moving pretty much after a potential hyperextension to the arm and a kick to the upper thigh? How is she still moving? And pretty much for all the members of British Strong Style are technically thinking, how the hell is she still moving? She should be like literally weeping. Well, she literally should be weeping like pretty much an abandoned dog right about now. But surprisingly she had not. And a super kick, well, connects onto Brigitte Luciano. Is looking that for Natalie Osborne is not finished. And now she had plans here, and now going for rapid fire curb stomps, well, pretty much straight to the head. And now whatever Natalie Osborne attempted to try and do onto Brigitte Luciano, and it's not gonna look pretty here. Now trapping her in a 3 of woe, but going on to the top rope. What is she thinking? And it seemed that for a double stomp back down to earth. It's looking that Natalie is not even finished. However, for Brigitte is still not finished on her end either, with a face breaker connecting. And now being launched into the corner. And we don't know what could potentially go down next. But now for Brigitte, trying to lock in the heel was into the face. Well, Natalie Osborne, however, for Natalie, is not accepting any of it. And now takes out Alexa Luciano out of the action temporarily. Like, what? Pretty much, what are we witnessing here? I don't think we just came here to see a fight. We just came here to see just public humiliation. And tag made, and here comes Piper Clark back into the mix. So now, for Brigitte Luciano, lifting up Piper Clark, putting her into the hack attack. Cover now, and it's almost looking that for both members of British Strong Style, try to prevent the pinfall from going through. And looking at for Brigitte Luciano, not even, well, or at least not having it. So I'm looking that she was trying to pull off the covers of the table, but it seemed that she's playing it smart and not doing so. But I believe in order to take out one of these 3 women, that she may have no choice but to slam them through the announce table, and we won't even blame them for it. Almost looking like there's a bit of teamwork now happening, and now all members of British Strong Style are now out onto ringside. Now for Brigitte Luciano, may just be able, well, to put an opportunity, but to waste. And now for Piper Clark, it's the only one in ring, but now suddenly both members of British Strong Style are coming back into the equation. Tag mate, and here comes Natalie Osborne. But wait a second, it's almost looking that for chapter 0, like, or maybe not, but chapter 6, well, of Alexa Luciano, pretty much giving herself a bit of a callback to when she was known as Willow. And this is only your second matchup, well, of the afternoon. And see what British Strong Style has said. What they have said, they are going to take as long, well, pretty much they are going to take as long as it's needed, well, to put away anyone that stands before them. And now, almost looking at for Alexa Luciano trying to bring a table into the equation, but the rest of the members of the mob already being taken out by British Strong Style. Well, one of the members have been taken out, tag me, and now Natalie Osborne made the legal woman. And there is the long kiss goodbye. And hooking the leg off of British Strong Style. And still, Alexa Luciano's not going down. It's like she's refusing to take the pinfall, but now Natalie Osborne is saying, you're taking this pinfall even if we have to injure you. However, she ends up being saved by Brigitte Luciano. And for Natalie Osborne, I was looking to turn her attention to the leader of the mob and try to send her home packing up. And now into the corner, going for Alexa Luciano, tag me for Piper Clark, and whatever Piper is planning to do, trying to go for a double stomp onto the upper back and a knee. It's almost like for Piper Clark trying to break the back of Alexa Luciano. Pause though. But into the corner, going for Piper Clark, and it's seeming that for Alexa Luciano may have a plan to put away British Strong Style. And pretty much almost slamming the back of Piper Clark's head into the bottom turnbuckle pad. That is not going to be good for anyone that would be on the receiving end of it. But into the corner, and now Alexa Luciano may just have one possible strategy to get this win, but instead she wants Piper Clark up and misses, well, the middle rope cutter, and that was the only move that lets her know that will keep, well, Piper Clark down. Cover now, but Watson Baker again saves the pin. And tag is made, and now Alexa Luciano, well, not Alexa Luciano, but for Brigitte Luciano, made, well, legal. And now, for whatever that for Brigitte went with, tell you, a roundhouse kick to the skull, now Natalie Osborne will make the save. Pretty much just like the mob and British Strong Style can't even win. It seems that the mob may have a plan here, and now for Brigitte Luciano using the inverted Alabama slam. It's almost looking like she's like out of steam almost. And now Watson Baker made legal. It's almost kind of looking like it was about to be a setup for a double team with Baker and Osborne. And a tackle by Brigitte Luciano. It's actually kind of uncommon for Brigitte to use a takedown like, well, pretty much a tackle takedown. However, it was technically one of her older moves in her arsenal when she was going solo. So now, after Watson Baker trying, well, to put away, or at least put Brigitte Luciano into a corner, but end up paying the price. Tag made, And now Maria Luciano made it legal. And all like it be throwing into the corner, but instead goes outside of the ring. And for Watson Baker now taking care, well, Maria Luciano is looking out for Piper Clark and pretty much getting her fair share, but instead throwing Maria Luciano back into the ring, only for Natalie Osborne, well, to be tagged back in. And for a second, we could have saw that for Brigitte Luciano leaving with an apron because someone, a British Strong Style, got her attention. Cover now by Natalie Osborne, but Brigitte Luciano makes the save again. And now, finally, Natalie Osborne now has her hands on Brigitte Luciano, literally saying, finally, I got your ass. So maybe the pinfall was a setup. And now, Natalie Osborne willing to put away Brigitte Luciano in the ring. We're pretty much in the center of the ring. However, Brigitte is not legal. And tag is made as Alexa Luciano is made legal over the top ropes and landing directly onto Natalie Osborne. And see that for both Alexa and Marie are trying to avenge their older sister who just got laid out. And Alexa Luciano with the candlestick in hand, but seeing that the candlestick now being dropped as Alexa Luciano trying her absolute hardest to put away the stray dog, that being Natalie Osborne. Now into the corner, now running drop kick connects. And whatever Alexa Luciano has plans, it seems that those plans might be put into action. However, it's too much and pretty much it's out of stamina for Alexa Luciano. Covered now by Natalie Osborne. But Alexa is still, technically still has a bit of stamina left in the tank. Where is she getting this? Now into the corner. Well, going for, well, yeah, into the corner for Alexa Luciano. And now for Natalie Osborne, pretty much giving Alexa Luciano one hell of a headache. Tag made, well, as I forgot to mention, for Watson Baker. And now being thrown into the ropes and connect with the drop kick. But now, and for Alexa Luciano, her saying that she is tired of the games, and for whatever reason that Watson Baker going back to tag in Natalie Osborne, where for some reason a super kick connects, and now, well, Alexa Luciano now trying to pummel Natalie Osborne right in front of her teammate. And still, Alexa Luciano is just hoping she can possibly land a middle rope cutter, but now wanting, well, Natalie Osborne up, and here comes Alexa Luciano again, missing the cutter. And cover now, but wait a second, here comes Piper Clark breaking the pin before one. And now Alexa Luciano intend to return a favor, well, to British Strong Style for trying to take down Brigitte Luciano, although she wasn't tagged in. But technically, what Alexa should have focused on is taking down, well, any of the members, pretty much the other two members of British Strong Style. Piper Clark is already knocked out, almost at the edge of the ring. And technically, it would have to be Watson Baker and Natalie Osborne to pretty much guide this crazy faction to a win. and now being thrown back first into, well, all three turnbuckles going for Alexa Luciano, but now for Natalie Osborne, pretty much going for a pin, and British Strong Style would get the win. So your winner will end up going to British Strong Style in a long, hard-fought match. Now let's see here. Ah, perfect. So of course that the Newswire did release something earlier today saying that Sky won't be able to compete due to a leg injury that he has suffered at a live event. However, he said he had made a phone call for someone to fill in the boots, while he is recovering, and that being Shane Dillon. So your third match of this afternoon will be Shane Dillon against So here comes Shane Dillon. But after Shane Dillon needs no introduction, well, for anything. And you can also see on the back of his hoodie saying that RIP MYS. I don't know why, but I guess there was that reason. We got nothing to even say about, well, for Nitro. That's how much he is literally hated, especially in Pittsburgh. And now the match is underway. It seemed that for Shane Dillon, already attempted to try and put away Nitro in favor, well, of Sky, in which he has said he couldn't be here because he had because technically after the live event that Sky was at, he was escorted out of the arena on a stretcher and immediately taken to a local hospital, in which he's saying, if I ever get injured, I am going to have surgery on that same day. And that's what Sky chose to do. Currently, he said the surgery went well and he should be out of the hospital tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So we could see him potentially show up at Onslaught to address, pretty much to address his future, knowing he won't be able to compete in ring. Now outside the ring, going for Shane Dillon. And now for Nitro, trying to at least get one fan to cheer for him. However, it just won't work. But now, off the top ropes landing, well, on Shane Dillon. Go ahead and open this up. That the ref count reaches 7. But now back inside the ring, going for Shane Dillon and Nitro. And now for Shane Dillon going off against the springboard for a clothesline. Nitro tried to roll himself out of the ring, preventing any more damage, but now Shane Dillon trying to lock in the arm of Nitro, trying to force the tap out. However, Nitro will pretty much going for knees to the back. Now, Shane Dillon now has Nitro in position for the GTS. And cover now by Shane Dillon. And Shane Dillon would get the win over Nitro. So now our next match is actually a highly anticipated one. And that being a match between... And that's technically a match between two people that are technically born out of the state. And those being Bandolora versus Jackson Prince. Now, after trying to get cameras backstage, seeing what's currently going on, however, it's not working. And here is Bandolora. Now you can see that but Bandolora is somewhat slowly starting to grow out her hair a little bit. And she's also wearing like the flag of Mexico as a jacket. In which for Bandolora she said that she made the jacket when she was back in high school, and she never even got a chance to wear it. Well, she actually has worn it. Pretty much, she only worn it during like soccer matches to represent her team of Mexico, but now she's using it as part of her entrance attire. As for Bandolora said that the attire, or at least for the jacket, is special to her and only her. But she's not the only one that had a jacket of the national flag, because after Jackson Prince, she had to sing. Let's see here. Oh, the scam call. Alright then. But now, the match is official between Bandolora versus Jackson Prince. Now, if there's one thing to know about Bandolora, it's pretty much that once that bell rings, she technically like the Flash, well, in the square circle. Like, she is fast, and she's very unpredictable. But then you got this woman known as Jackson Prince, who actually dealt with very fast opponents and know how to neutralize them. So technically this match is actually perfect for the two, because for Bandolora, she's saying that she never had a match against Jackson Prince one-on-one. And tonight, that changes. For Jackson Prince, she's trying to at least humiliate Bandolora. However, for Bando is not going to let any of it happen. Now into the ring, going for Jackson Prince, and now beyond the receiving end of Bandolora. I don't even know what the hell is going on But I will say this. For both Jackson Prince and Bandolora, wanting this match to happen just goes to show that both of them have potential to do big things within the company. And now, Jackson Prince going for a sit-out powerbomb onto Bandolora. And currently, it's like Jackson Prince is having the overall advantage over Bandolora at the moment, but the moment Bandolora starts running well towards the ropes, then we know who will pretty much have the better advantage. Like seeing here, Bandolora will possibly unaware she can counter it, but looking like she does. As you can see that for Bando, try to reach for the rope, but however end up being greeted. I believe that Bando's friend, that being Rosa C.M. Martinez. However, she is not going to be coming out because she is scheduled because she is scheduled for the cruiserweight match, in which she is saying she will reclaim her honor by winning the belt. Surprisingly enough, Bandolora did not make the cut for the tournament. Although Bandolora was sad to hear that, however, she is gonna keep a smile on her face and chase after her dreams of potentially becoming a heavyweight champion. But now for Jackson Prince, now trying to focus onto the right leg, and seeming that for Jackson Prince managed to get the win. And you can see that if you looked at Bandolora after she won, that for Jackson literally gave Bandolora a nod of approval. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's almost main event time. Not really, but you get the idea. Perfect. Now, of course, the next match being Zach Wilde versus main event Mr. Blue. And you also noticed that, for Cassidy Walker actually went into Mr. Blue's locker room and actually asked Mr. Blue this, saying, can I come out onto ringside to at least help you? Like, if anything goes south, and Blue said, I guess. So maybe we could potentially see after Cassidy Walker and Mr. Blue, but pretty much in the arena. But I'm not sure if I said this before, but I think I have. That Cassidy Walker has a crush on Mr. Blue. So I don't even know will Cassidy Walker attempt to make her first move on Blue. We just gotta wait and see. Here's Zach Wild, pretty much one of, if not the most, surprisingly talented superstars in XWA history. If like from a young age he was born to wrestle, let alone born to be an absolute star in his own division. Here comes Mr. Blue with Cassidy Walker. But we are wondering as of right now, what didn't I would say moments ago, didn't Cassidy Walker end up winning a match and qualifying herself into, well, the women's cruiserweight tournament? Yes. If she had been banged up, also yes. But she's gonna put that, well, but the question is she still gonna be out here supporting her friends the most? Yes. Because, well, for Cassidy Walker, pretty much he sees Mr. Blue as an idol or something. But for everyone else that Cassidy Walker is friends with, she considers them as her own family. And now the match is official as for Zach Wild versus Mr. Blue out the ringside. And you can also notice that for Cassidy Walker is on ringside. So even if Cassidy Walker were to try, she could potentially pull off some sort of dirty tactic in order to give Mr. Blue the advantage over Zach Wild. Now already being put outside the ring, going for Mr. Blue, and Saul is looking out for Zach Wild, may take a possible advantage. And pretty much all that Cassidy Walker can do is just watch from afar. The ref count reaches 6, and Zach Wild literally just telling Cassidy to move, but pretty much to move the hell out of my way. And I don't think Mr. Blue is gonna like it. Now, therefore. And as we did say, I think on Overdrive, saying that next time there will be 2 matches pretty much 2 qualifying matches run on on the next episode of SWA. Fate Breaker ends up connecting onto Mr. Blue. And now off the top rope into a beautiful moonsault from Zach Wild. Cover, but Mr. Blue gets shoulders up. And now for Zach Wild, well, let me try his absolute best. I'm trying to put away Mr. Blue, but there is Warrior Chapter 0 by Zach Wild, and now has Blue in position. Hold on! And now have Blue in position for the Wild side, connecting. However, no pinfall ended up being made, but now it is. Cover now by Zach Wild. So Mr. Blue ends up kicking out. Now for Zach Wild, now throwing Mr. Blue from one corner of the ring and now driving him into the other, but it seems that for Zach Wild saying, nah, we're going back over to the other side. It's almost looking that Zach Wild trying to target the entire bat of Mr. Blue, knowing that he has suffered the loss as the last man standing match. Covered now by Zach Wild, and Zach Wild would get the win. So Zach Wild will win. And we're going to go on to a short break, so we shall return. Taking me a few minutes. I'm still trying to set up some shit. So welcome back to Xwa No Limits. Well, and pretty much we're closing in, and technically we are closing in on, well, how can I put this? We are closing in onto the Xwa Women's Cruiserweight Classic, and that being a qualifying, and that is technically for Kristen Wilson, and that's technically for Kristen Wilson versus, well, Rosa Cien Martinez, and whoever wins this will be going on to the elimination round. Well, and of course in the Cruiserweight Classics, well, pretty much in the Cruiserweight Classic, and which that will be a live stream. Now, as for Megan Page and SJ Ray's match, that will be in a separate stream, preferably a dark match. So be on the lookout for that one. It will happen after the stream though, don't worry. And here's Rosa Cien Martinez, pretty much still using her alter ego's entrance. However, she has said that she has been trying other entrance, well, pretty much she has been trying to pretty much do an entrance that fits her style, and she actually has found one during, well, pretty much during a XWA house show all the way in Las Vegas. Well, no, it was a live event in, well, pretty much in Philadelphia, yeah. So now, Rosa's saying that she can't wait for everyone in the XWA to see her new entrance, hopefully by the beginning of next week. And already, Dr. Cien tried to go for an immediate early pinfall under Kristen Wilson, trying to solidify her spot in the finals. Well, no, not the finals, but the elimination round. But however, she knows that early pinfall wouldn't work. It would just be too simple. Now, of course, that for Rosa Cien Martinez is going to have to fight in order to secure victory, but same going for Kristen Wilson. Now for Rosa, literally trying to hype, well, pretty much trying to keep the hype going into Pittsburgh Arena. And looking that she could potentially use this as a possible opportunity, going for a running dropkick right to the back of Kristen Wilson. Now for Rosa, for pretty much, she said that the only reason why she is in this tournament is that because she knows that title will mean a whole lot to her, and she won't, well, and she is not going to back down from a challenge even if she tried. Now covering out from Kristen Wilson. But Cien Martinez is staying alive. Now, technically, after both Kristen Wilson and Rosa literally fighting for their lives on who will be going to the elimination round. It's like that they both want to go into the match, or pretty much into the elimination matches, but only one will be able to go into. Now it's almost like that for Kristen Wilson, for like now utilizing the impossible strategy, and now has Rosa on the ropes, and she needs to make a quick pinfall before the going gets tough. And now going for a pinfall attempt onto Rosa, cover now, but Rosa Cien is not going to put an end to this. So now covered out by Kristen Wilson again, however, no luck. Whatever Rosa had technically pretty much has in her head right now, technically that, letting Rosa miss the target, well no not Rosa, but letting Kristen missing the target, that being the drop kick, and maybe Rosa might have a opportunity if she could capitalize. And now they're trying to throw Kristen Wilson onto the outside, however Kristen ends up countering on her own. So now, after Rosa, but now pretty much just trying to pick up Kristen Wilson, and maybe for Rosa, now realize that she only has one opportunity, to use it, to looking to try and capitalize on it now. Pretty much with a flip senton and a hook in the leg, and it just almost got to 3. But I think that Rosa technically wanted to not be 3, and now utilizing anything that she has. And now for Kristen Wilson, throwing Rosa into the corner. And now for Kristen Wilson, literally using her to jump mounting punches and connect with the uppercuts straight to the jaw. But now Kristen Wilson going for a pinfall attempt. Rosa kicks out. But now Rosa Cien But now for Rosa technically not giving two single shits on how this could even happen. But now into the rope, going under and over and looking at Garcia Martinez connected with the one-legged flapjack. That might be it for Kristen. Covered out by Rosa. And Kristen Wilson still kicks out. So now for Rosa to the end, going for another flip senton, hooking the leg on Kristen. And Rosa is going to the eliminator round. More for the Cruiserweight Classic. So now, as you see from before, we have. Hold up. So as you can see before, there was 8 superstars. As of course, before the tournament even begun, in the qualifying match, there would be 8 women superstars, but only one winner would get the Women's Cruiserweight Championship. And here are the bracket lineups so far. Elizabeth Page defeated Riley Parker, would be in the first elimination match. Cassie Walker defeated Jay Fletcher, meaning that Cassie and Elizabeth will be fighting. And just now, Rosa will be a part of the Cruiserweight Book Classic. But now, all we need to figure out is who will be her opponent. And with that, will be declared in a separate stream. Just to tell you, Rex, I'm currently streaming right now. But now, as technically as we are reviewing match cards now, so ladies and gentlemen, your co-main event will be MYS versus Jeremiah Fatu. Well, your co-main event of XWA No Limits. Not now, right? I'm trying to do a live stream, which is almost over. While MYS was literally doing mid-entrance, he literally got bombarded by Jeremiah Fatu. And for MYS, they even get a second, pretty much, to put himself into this matchup alone. But now, he is angry. Now at 4, MYS is trying his absolute hardest to put away the Samoan honey badger. And now, after Jeremiah Fought 2 has him locked into a bear hug, MYS frees himself. But now, MYS already looking to put an end to the honey badger, hooking the leg, going for MYS. Sad for MYS, is literally trying to do everything he can to defeat Fatu. However, Fatu is not pretty much letting anything go to waste in the co-main event. So now, could potentially look like it's MYS's time could be victorious. So now, MYS realizing they had a possible way to finish off Jeremiah Fatu, and now trying to lock in the Hell's Gate again, trying to make Fatu tap out, and MYS does it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment you all been waiting for, it is time for the main event of tonight. And pretty much right before when Britt Alexander could even get herself in the ring, AJ Punk pretty much trying to reignite the fire within herself in the main event. Assassination. Also, I don't know what the fuck just happened. So I guess it's just a standoff or what? You know what? Hold on. I can fix it. Click. And there we go. Problem solved. I need to figure out how to get the damn entrance run-ins fixed. So anyways, if I'm not commentating because I'm really fucking tired right now. So yeah, that's on me. Ladies and gentlemen, I literally just woke up and it's Steve Death for but AJ Punk ended up winning. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys later.